Okay, so I decided to work on my 4.3 again today. I got the motor out, and what I did was tied up the transmission. Just put a board across there and tied a rope around the inspection hole to kind of support it, and I put it in neutral and just pushed it out of the garage so I could have more room to work on the motor. The air conditioning compressor is sitting in here. These two plugs were really difficult to get out, and what I did was I stood right down there in the engine and reached back and was able to get these two top bolts and undo these wiring plugs while standing in the engine compartment. And I'll show you how I got the truck was in park, and so to get it out of park, you have to remove the housing to the transmission, to the gear shifter, and there's a little switch right here. You can see right now, put your foot on the brake, you're not getting it out of gear, but if you can get a screwdriver and pull that out. So what I did was just pull that out with the screwdriver, and I was able to get it in neutral and get it out of the garage. And there it popped back in. Alright, as I suspected, the crankshaft bearings here are not getting any oil, and that's what was making the noise. The bearings are worn out. This port here is totally clogged with metal. The one below it you see is open. That one's clogged. I removed all the bearings and caps. I also found metal in the strainer to the oil pump. So the oil pump may have quit working or become clogged, and that's what burned up the bearings. In the sump of the oil pan there is a lot of sludge, so I'm hoping it's just sludge that clogged it up and the oil pump hadn't failed, but I have to check that out. And there is a little bit of metal in there too, I found with the magnet. Here's a piece, little piece of it right there, piece of bearing. As I pulled the bearings out, I labeled them. They have numbers on them. That one is, I don't know if you can tell, but that's a 47. And so I labeled them all, and from the pulley end to the flywheel, you can really look and see the bearings are misshapen. They're really worn out. They just didn't get enough oil. You can see there. And also the number 3 one, it looks a lot darker, so I'm thinking that's the one where the port was clogged and it didn't receive any oil, and I assume that's the one that was making the noise that brought my attention to it. Of course the vehicle was, you could tell the power was down, it was struggling, so it's gotten kind of blackened because of getting hot, I assume, when the bearing failed. And let's see, this one, just about all the bearings were, there's only about one set that weren't really messed up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is clean everything, put new bearings, and I'll probably take the heads off and go ahead and put rings on there too. And also I have to make sure that that oil pump is working, and that's it.